All right, ISR fans, welcome to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. He's Emerson, I'm Gage, and this is another week where we've done this a little later than usual.
Yeah.
I don't.
What time is it?
Almost 8.
7:45. Nice.
How do you feel about these later episodes?
I wish you would come over at like 2 in the afternoon. get day drunk.
I'm glad I don't do that though. As fun as getting day drunk is, it's not really good for my health.
Fair enough.
But
Hey, you pass out earlier.
that's a good point. I do need to go to sleep earlier.
Just throwing that out there. It is weird when we do it and it's not daylight anymore. Because I feel like when we first started doing it, it was middle of the day.
Yeah.
Because we were doing it in the summer.
Yeah, but there's also more late or.
Well,
more
it felt like it was in the middle of the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, here we are.
What are we sipping on, man? This is I mean, they'll find out what we are
Yeah.
sipping on, but
It's our cocktail of the week. It's Pim's Cup.
Pim's Cup.
Yeah, made with Pim's Liqueur. As you can see right here if you're watching on YouTube. It's quite tasty. It's definitely a easygoing refresher for the
It's good.
summertime.
It's good.
Yeah.
And we got the idea because you asked the fans,
Yep.
and your aunt came out and was like, "Make a Pim's Cup."
Yeah, Elizabeth, thank you for that.
Were you aware of what this was when she said it to you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fairly known. I was kind of reading some history about it, and I think they're very popular at Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
So-
in the tennis tournament.
As in the tennis tournament. Yeah.
Okay. I could imagine myself being at Wimbledon drinking one of these, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which would be sweet.
I feel like these would be a good hangover cure.
Yeah, it's also a good call.
Because they're not super heavy in booze, you could fucking chug these.
That and
Nothing.
espresso martinis.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. What do we got going on today, man?
Oh boy,
What are we gonna talk about?
we have a lot of transactional news to get into
Ooh,
in baseball, basketball, and football. Big time trade in basketball, that's for damn
big
sure.
time trade.
Some head coaching changes over there in the National Football League, and then of course we're coming up on championship week in the NFL, so we'll talk about what just happened and talk about what we think is going to happen.
Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Championship Sunday.
Yep.
I wish I could have rooted for my team ever for Championship Sunday, but that hasn't happened yet.
Yikes.
That's
Yeah.
another day. That's for another day, though. It's for another day.
Mhm.
So we got some MLB news today.
Yeah, we're going to start with some. This hot stove is finally heating up in free agency for MLB. For the MLB, the Giants picked up a pitcher, Alex Wood.
He's good.
Yeah, he's had a couple rocky last 2 years, very injury riddled last couple years, but I mean he's got a good career so far. I think he's pitched 9 years or something like that, 8 or 9, with a career 3.45 ERA. Struggled last year, like I said, but he pitched 4 innings for the Dodgers in the World Series.
He's a champion.
He is a champion, not for the right team. So.
And was he always in the Dodgers?
He spent most of his career with the Dodgers, but he did start with the Braves. Then he went to the Dodgers and then actually spent about half a year with the Reds before going back to LA last year.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he is a Giant, not surprising. Farhan brought him on since they have a little connection from LA. So hopefully he can bounce back. It's just a 1 year deal. So be interesting to see how he does. They kind of needed to add a lefty to the rotation too because they're very right-handed heavy. Also, the Yankees made a couple big pickups.
Oh, God.
They're bringing back DJ LeMahieu for one, and then Corey Kluber, who's looking to bounce back from a couple of injury-ruined seasons as well. He's a 2-time Cy Young winner. They got him for 1 year and $11 million.
They just print money in the Bronx, don't they, for their players?
Yeah. Honestly, I think so. LeMahieu got 6 years and $90 million, which I think is actually a pretty good deal. He's not young. I want to say he's 31 or 2, but $15 million a year for a guy who's finished top 4 in the MVP the last 2 seasons.
They weren't gonna let him go.
Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain about that as a Yankee fan. Yeah, I think he was destined to be back in New York too.
And if they want to win, they're gonna need him.
Yeah, he's become a key part of that lineup for sure. And then a couple of smaller pickups. The Blue Jays signed Kirby Yates, who was a dominant reliever a couple years ago, also coming off an injury. And then the Nats signed John Lester.
Ooh.
He's kind of struggled the last couple of years, but still John Lester's not a bad deal for the Nats. 1 year.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Is that his birth name, you think?
I would say yes, but I don't know that for a fact.
It's just a funny name. It just reminds me of the little, Kirby, the pink little video game person.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Curbs.
I would always use Kirby when I would play Super Smash Bros.
Oh, yeah.
I think it might be a she or whatever. She can like swallow the people and then become have their powers.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of an advantage. But maybe I'll name my kid Kirby.
There you go. Kirby Smoky?
Something like that.
Doesn't have a great ring to it, but
Not at all. No.
maybe a middle name.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. All right.
NBA news.
What's the big trade?
James Harden to Brooklyn.
Fuck, man.
I couldn't. This made me feel a lot better about my Nets pick going to the finals, for sure.
I don't know if it makes me feel better. I just think it's just, you're just putting together a super team.
Yeah.
So it can't hurt.
And him and Durant have played really well together so far.
Yeah.
Kyrie hasn't played because he's got his own Kyrie thing going on right now.
Yeah.
But they're looking good.
Yeah, Harden's averaged 33 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds in the 2 games.
And KD's
had a couple good games too, 42 and 30.
He's been playing well the whole season so far.
He's been balling.
He's just...
No question about it.
I think the first game they played with each other, he had 40 points on 60% shooting.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah. And Harden had a 30-point triple-double. No biggie.
Yeah, apparently he took off his fat suit.
Yeah.
The one he had in Houston, 'cause he's all skinny now.
His fat suit.
I've never seen a basketball player fluctuate weight like James Harden can. I just haven't. Some people call him James Harden. I call him James Starvin. So, just had to throw it out there. I thought of it. I wasn't the first one to say it, I'm sure, but I think that's a good ring to it.
Not bad, not bad. A couple details from the trade. It was a 4-team trade. Houston got Victor Oladipo and a ton of draft picks and pick swaps. Indiana received Karis LeVert as a part of it from Brooklyn. And then the Cavs got Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince.
Ooh.
So kind of an interesting little carousel of players there. It definitely thins out the bench for Brooklyn a little bit.
Yeah.
But, when you're going to pick up a star player, you kind of got to give some to get.
So do you think this makes the Nets the automatic favorite in the East?
I would say they would be considered the favorite. I don't think that it's a given that they're going to win the East. I think Philly and Milwaukee are pretty good, so they'll give them a run. I don't like my Heat pick to go to the conference finals anymore. They could certainly figure it out as the season goes, but they're not looking very good right now.
I wonder when Kyrie comes back, how it's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be back tomorrow, it sounds like. It's going to be interesting to see how that trio meshes. That could definitely get interesting if one guy's not getting his shots,
I'm just hoping they can figure out that, hey, look at the talent that we have, and if we can get our egos aside, we can do something big.
Yeah.
They can win the championship with those 3 players.
Yeah,
I think.
No question. It's just on paper, yeah, sure, maybe Kyrie's the 3rd best player, but does he think he would be the 3rd best player? Because, he's got a little...
He's never thought he's the 3rd best player on any team.
Yeah, he probably thought he was better than LeBron.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if he thought he was better than LeBron.
Well, he's tripping.
Yeah.
But
he's been tripping since day one.
I see what you're saying with that, but come on.
Yeah, so I think he's the biggest one. Because Harden, we've all thought Harden is like a selfish player, but I think he realizes that he's a part of something, he's never played with anyone this good.
No. KD's the man, still.
Yeah, KD is the best player on the team.
Yes, he is.
I don't think there's any question.
And James Harden, he's used to being a 6th man. I'm not saying he's going to be anywhere near a 6th man, but he knows what it's like to come off the bench and help the team in a different way. So hopefully he could do that. That's yet to be seen.
Yeah. I think Steve Nash has his hands full for sure.
Yeah.
Trying to manage the, who's on the court together and whatnot. So, should be very interesting. They're going to be hard to defend. There's no question about that. Who are you going to double? I think it's gonna benefit Durant more than anything. Because if he's alone, it's game over.
It's over. He's hitting those mid-range shots all game.
Yeah, everyone says, Harden's the best one-on-one player, which may be true for a wing, but he's not the most efficient.
No.
I think Kevin Durant's a much more efficient player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one thing I never liked about Harden for the longest time.
Yeah.
Or even to this day, it's like he's not efficient. He shoots a lot of
He
shots.
just
And
jacks up shots.
and he gets to the line. It's not pretty,
Yeah,
but he jacks it up too much.
it's shitty basketball.
And he doesn't hit him. Like Steph Curry could jack those up because he usually hits them. James Harden, I'm not sure
Yeah,
about that. He just forces it,
yeah,
which I'm not a big fan of.
yeah. Do you think do you like the Lakers better than the Nets after this trade?
I do, just based off the chemistry aspect that the Lakers have with each other.
The Lakers have a. I mean, we're gonna talk about their game last night in a little bit, but the Lakers have a pretty deep team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where they would have an advantage over Brooklyn.
Yeah, Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell really helped.
Yep, and Marcus Gasol too.
Yeah.
Some Wesley Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think.
I'd give the Lakers the edge just because of what they've already played with each other.
And I think Harden and Kyrie. Well, Kyrie's had his experience in the finals, but Harden hasn't really, other than the one time with OKC. But
Yeah. Which he wasn't even starting.
yeah. So I think I'd give the Lakers a tad bit of an advantage.
So this is the bulk of the show, NFL.
Football time.
The best part.
Yes, sir.
Had some head coaching changes,
Yeah.
which I know one of these you're not very happy about.
Yeah. So we'll just rattle them off, and we can talk about the ones we thought were the most interesting. So the Lions hired Dan Campbell. He's the assistant head coach for the Saints. Jaguars hired Urban Meyer. Big one.
That's the big one.
Yep.
That's the one.
Yeah. Falcons hire Arthur Smith. He's the Titans OC. The Jets hired Robert Saleh, the 49ers defensive coordinator.
That one stings a little bit, doesn't
Yep, yep. And then the Chargers hired Brandon Staley, the Rams defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the most important ones for sure, Urban Meyer.
It's not even a question.
Do you think he can save the Jags?
The only reason why he agreed to this is because they're near Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You can't convince me otherwise.
I 100% agree.
If Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence can't save the Jags, like you said a couple days ago, just get rid of the team.
That's my theory.
Just get rid of
They
it.
got to disband him.
Just get rid of them. It's over. Forget about it.
I honestly think they need to get the fuck out of Jacksonville. What is a professional team doing in Jacksonville? Nothing against people from Jacksonville. They're probably very nice.
I have nothing wrong with
I don't think I've ever met anyone from Jacksonville, but they just they don't seem like a city that should be hosting a professional sports team.
What they have to do is go to London and call themselves the Werewolves, so you can call them the Werewolves of London. That's exactly what they should do.
That's brilliant. If any team was going to go to London, that would be the way to do it.
Change the Jags, call them the Werewolves, and their song every time they come out is Werewolves of London.
100%.
But Urban Meyer, I mean, I wish he would have been the coach of the Cowboys. I wasn't really happy.
I think you're totally spot on about Trevor Lawrence being the guy they're going to draft and him going there for that reason alone. But yeah, I can't imagine he would have chose the Jaguars
Under any other circumstance.
In any circumstance.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So interesting one. But yeah, big news. And then of course the Jets taking Robert Saleh from the Niners. I like Robert Saleh a lot. He's a great motivator. You can tell he cares about his players a lot, which I think is why he's going to be a good head coach.
You think he will be a good head coach?
I think so.
Given what the Jets are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough with that organization for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's smart. I think he's going to bring on all the assistants he needs to put together a good staff. But yeah, it definitely stings that he's going to be leaving the Niners. I'm not even sure how much of an X's and O's guy he really was, because he kind of came out of nowhere to become the Niners defensive coordinator. But and I'd imagine so they're bringing on D'Amico Ryans to be the new defensive coordinator. I got to think he's going to be running the same system. He was the linebackers coach for the Niners the last couple of years. So I got to imagine they're running the same system. It's going to be about the players doing their jobs for the most part.
No, I like what you were saying. He's a good energy guy.
Yeah.
Like when the defense makes an
Oh, he
interception.
goes nuts.
Oh, he just he's jacked.
Super funny to watch on the sideline. So I wonder if he's going to tone that down as a head coach or not. I would think so.
I imagine he will.
Yeah. Because I don't see a lot of head coaches these days getting super fired up
No.
on a regular basis.
Like Harbaugh did.
He did a little
A
bit,
little
yeah.
bit, given him being a head coach.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it was, I mean, yeah, he would high five his guys and whatnot, but
Yeah.
a lot of it was just yelling at refs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he does. I'd root for him.
Do you think? How much do you think this will impact the Niners' defense next year?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference. They just need to get healthy, and I imagine they're going to run a similar scheme. So I think it'll be just fine.
I know who's happy about this. Well, the Chargers hire that is not Jason Garrett, is Matt Finch. 'Cause I know he was not liking Jason Garrett, and that
Yeah.
was a big option
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah, and Brandon Staley, who was the Rams defensive coordinator, they had a good year this year on defense. So he's hoping that they can turn that defense around.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, the Chargers just need to figure out how to win games because they were in so many
They
games.
lost so many close
Yeah,
ones.
they've done that the last couple of years.
And is that even really on the head coach? I mean,
I wouldn't say necessarily, but I think to some degree, like first you teach your players how to play the game, and then you teach your players how to win.
Yeah.
I think that's that is a thing. So I don't know. It's got to come from somebody, and head coach is generally the one that you blame if it's not happening.
let's talk about the games, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. I love the Saturday Sunday playoff games.
Yeah, that second weekend is my favorite.
Yeah.
So the Packers on Saturday took care of the Rams, 32-18.
Wasn't surprised.
Yeah, the Rams kind of hung around. It was a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But on the stat sheet, honestly, the Packers dominated this game. Aaron Rodgers did his thing.
The Packers are,
The powerhouse.
they're good.
Yep.
They're really fucking good.
And then the Bills took care of the the Ravens, 17-3. It was kind of a weird game.
Weird game.
Some funky weather. It seemed like it was really windy out there.
Yeah, Justin Tucker missed 2 kicks off the post, which he never does.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea of what the wind was.
And Lamar threw a late pick 6 that kind of sealed it for the most part.
And he came out of this game.
Yeah, he actually got hurt as well. So I want to ask, where are you on Lamar? Do you think he's like a top 10, or do you think he's ever going to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback?
I'd say both.
You think?
But I think he's higher towards top, like the 10, maybe 10 or 12.
Yeah.
He wins games. He doesn't win the important games. It doesn't seem like.
He hasn't
but
done that yet.
I could see him being a Super Bowl quarterback just based off because the Ravens organization is really good. So
Right.
I know that
Yeah.
I trust them to put the good players together
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's worth $500 million like Patrick Mahomes is,
No.
but Lamar Jackson has won 80% of the games he's played,
Pretty much, yeah. He's
and
been
that's
pretty damn good.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Given he's been in the league for 3 years.
Yeah. I the reason I bring this up is because I got to call out Nick because he texted me after the game and he's like, Lamar sucks, right? And I was like, no, he doesn't suck. Come on.
He's plays the game differently than we've ever seen him. Really,
Yeah, and
for the most part,
sure, he's not a great thrower, but he's
good enough.
He's a fucking dynamic player.
Yeah.
I if you were just gonna ask me, is he a good thrower? I would probably say no.
No.
Is he a good player that plays quarterback? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they need to. Yeah, I mean, he definitely needs to tighten things up with his arm because at the end of the day, you have to be able to throw the ball to win games in the NFL these days.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen him make throws.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not good
He's not consistent.
down the numbers.
Yeah.
But he could make it work.
Yeah.
The Ravens they played the Bills, and the Bills are a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I also said I think he's better than Michael Vick, and Nick was like, he'll never be Vick. Like, come on, he's already better than Vick right now. I think.
I mean,
let's not act like Michael Vick actually won anything. He was.
Did he win MVP or no?
I don't think so. No. Did he maybe went to an NFC Championship game with the Falcons? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. So he's got that on Lamar. He went
Yeah.
one round further than
Yeah.
Lamar. But I mean, fuck.
Like if I were to bet money right now, I bet Lamar does make it to a Super Bowl in his career as a starter.
I don't know if I would. But I mean, anything can happen. He can turn things around.
I do think last year was like their biggest chance because they were just so
because that team
dominant.
was good. That team was really good.
Yeah. You see they let go of Mark Ingram?
Yeah, I did. That was interesting.
I mean, he's a little.
He didn't play like the last part of the season, so
He'll get picked up.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I don't know what the Saints situation is with Latavius Murray, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Bring back Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
The Sunday games, the Chiefs beat the Browns 22-17. This game was interesting.
Yeah, Mahomes went down middle of the third quarter with a concussion.
It was weird. It was like he got like choked out,
Yeah,
and it really fucked him up.
yeah, and he like came up a little woozy,
Oh, he looked like he was
about ready to puke.
No,
Yeah.
he wasn't having it.
I can't remember what the score was at the time, but yeah, they held on to win by 5.
They went for it on like 4th and 1 and threw it
Yeah.
to make
Chad Henne.
Chad Henne.
Anything is possible.
Chad Henne.
I didn't know he was still in the league.
That was
honestly, when
his.
he came out.
That was his first. That was his first game in the playoffs ever.
Well, I think it was his first pass attempt.
Or pass attempt,
'cause
yeah.
I think he'd played in like, or came into a game but never threw a pass.
Mm.
I'm glad that the Chiefs won because of the fact that he went out.
Yeah.
Because it would have been shitty for them to get bounced because of it.
Yeah.
Especially for the Browns. I mean, the Browns are all right, but
Like all I know is if I was a Chiefs fan at that moment, I was sick. I'm not even a Chiefs fan. Like the Chiefs fans had to have been sick to their stomach when they saw Mahomes go out.
yeah. And he's questionable for this weekend.
He has to play.
Yeah,
He has to.
I would think so too.
If I'm Andy Reid, I'm looking at that motherfucker in his eyes and be like, you have to play.
Yeah,
Have to.
I read something that he's passed his test so far, but he's still under protocol
Yeah.
because there's a certain amount of days. That he's
And
gotta
he
go through.
hurt his toe too. I think
Did
on
he?
I forget which leg it was, but yeah, he hurt his toe. From what I've heard, that they're more worried about the toe than they are the concussion.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Because if they play the Bills without Mahomes, I mean, just give the Bills the game.
Yeah.
It's over.
I would think so too.
You know what I mean? Like, if the Chiefs can beat the Bills without Patrick Mahomes, the whole league has got a problem.
Yeah.
Because if the backup can beat a good Bills team, it's over.
Yeah.
And the second game was the Buccaneers. They beat the Saints 30-20.
Drew Brees had a rough one, and likely his last game too. 3 picks. But was it 1 pick 6 or 2? It was just 1.
It might have been more.
Yeah, but still, rough game. Kind of gave it away, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but
I am proud of us. We picked the Buccaneers to win this game.
we did.
I'm happy about that.